The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRCmedia, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
This week on FRCmedia News, residents continue to seek solutions to the city's homeless encampment across Fall River. The United Way continues its support of local food pantries. We speak with New Bedford's new Portuguese consul, and history and Halloween mix at the Battleship Bash. All this and more coming up. It's Thursday, September 28th, 2023. This is FRCmedia News. I'm Keith Tebow. The city's handling of homeless encampments across Fall River has been an issue at recent city council meetings and was again this week. During citizens' input at the council's finance committee, resident Kevin Andrade, whose family owns a small restaurant on Rodman Street, shared stories of how patrons and family members have been harassed by the homeless encamped at the nearby Quikasham Rail Trail.
I've been in contact with the police department. We've had calls, and I know that they're doing what the best that they can, but they need your help because at this point, it's getting out of control. They're getting to be very aggressive. My sister's been assaulted. My mother has been chased back into her building. I find them on my doorstep. I find them in front of our building. They're aggressive toward normal people. There's other residents here that have joined. It is getting to the point where it's going to be difficult. So I need your help, whether it be an ordinance in the park from dusk till dawn to move them away from there. Anything that you guys can do to help, because at this point, it's at a precipice. I get you guys are trying to help them by sending over Health First to take care of their wounds. Somebody goes there daily to feed them. All that's doing is like a stray cat outside of a door. You keep feeding it, you keep giving them those options, they're not going to go anywhere. I'm not heartless. I understand this. They have a sickness or an illness. But again, I'm a patron that pays taxes like everybody else.
Complaints have also been expressed about encampments located at the bottom of Kennedy Park near Bay Street. City Councilor Linda Pereira said more enforcement needs to take place to protect the homeless and nearby residents.
We as a council should address the mayor. We want the mayor and city administrator is here tonight to come up with a plan. If people are trespassing in the park, they're trespassing. They need to be arrested. They're trespassing. My heart breaks for people that are homeless. But gosh, we know the services that we're providing people to help them. And if they don't want the help, they can't be obstructing a beautiful path that we built for people to get outdoor activity. They can't be infringing upon a residence where people all pay their taxes, take pride in their property. They certainly can't be obstructing a business. It's not fair.
As affordability remains a concern in the city, the United Way of Greater Fall River is helping to fund a myriad of local food pantries to help those in need keep food on the table.
Bristol County has the highest percentage of food insecure individuals out of Massachusetts' 14 counties. So they're seeing that in the numbers that they're serving, and they're trying their best to meet those needs, but and they struggle in their ability to provide nutritional foods, fresh meat and produce, really strive to make sure that they're able to give their clients stuff that's actually gonna nourish them, and it's not just, a shelf-stable product. So September is Hunger Action Month, so the timing is intentional, and we're able to distribute $80,000 in grant funding to 23 food distribution partners in Greater Fall River. Last year we were able to distribute the same amount as well, which actually represents a 58% increase from the year prior. So we're doing our best to meet the needs of this community, but like I said, it's ever growing and increasing, so it really could use all of the funding and support from the community that they can get.
The effort is being bolstered by a generous donation from Mechanics Cooperative Bank and Bay Coast Bank.
We see the need in the community on different ones, and that we have connections to them too. But this one just gets a lot more money out into the community to meet a need that keeps expanding and expanding. And with the cost of food and everything else, and the cost of everything that going up, it just creates they're giving up something, and food is probably the first one when you have to have a place to live and everything else. So what we're also doing is trying to reach out to other organizations, and I've made that commitment to try to, right now we're sort of short of the 80,000, but United Way is committed to doing that. And when I'm reaching out to other companies and seeing if they'll make a commitment, however big or small they want to do it. We're not expecting, 15,000, but, can they offer anything up just to get a lot of different donations to make up the shortfall that we do have.
The United Way's food grant program is just one way the organization helps in combating food insecurity across the region.
Food grant funding is our biggest driver in terms of support for that basic need, but we do the Stamp Out Hunger, and then a lot of our corporate partners, they'll do food drives throughout the year at random times. We also do Thanksgiving baskets with Bristol County Savings Bank. So we'll identify a group of families that are struggling, and then through donations, we'll put together these packages that we're able to give them during that time.
Food security is one of the tenets the United Way supports in ensuring the economic equity of all residents.
One of our pillars of focus is basic needs. So we look to fund programs that help the community, delivering hygiene products in addition to food products as well. So we try to spread our ability to help support the community in achieving and making sure that their basic needs are met, so that they can, deal with, daily life challenges, and make sure that they're able to focus on their health and well-being, and that they're able, to focus on their education or pursuing, their journey in that way. So it's really important for us to make sure that we're funding programs that help support these basic needs organizations.
Back to this week's City Council meeting. By a 4-3 vote, the Council decided to move forward on the sale of the Bank Street Armory to a local developer who plans to convert the structure into a mix of market rate and affordable housing. The sale is not final, however, as 6 votes are needed for final approval. Councilors Leo Pelletier and Pam LaLiberty were not at this week's meeting and did not vote. Councilor Linda Pereira was joined by Councilors Michelle Dion and Joseph Camara in voting against the sale, holding out hope that the city could purchase and preserve the property.
This is the last piece of history that this city has. And you're just going to let it be sold? I'm not saying you have to fix it in a year, but over the span of time, start fixing it up. The veterans have their home to go back to. You can have events there. We have a city event planner. Let her be housed there, not in City Hall. You have tourism. You spent over $1 million in ARPA money to give to people to do tourism. Put them down there. Do something there. Have events there. They can do it in other communities, and we can't do it here.
And in a reversal from its last meeting, the council voted down advancing an ordinance that would ban the use of single-use thin plastic bags. Fall River City Councilor Pam LaLiberty announced this week she is withdrawing her name from consideration for re-election on this November's municipal election ballot. Here is Councilor LaLiberty's announcement posted on her official City Council Facebook page. Today, I submitted notice to the Board of Elections to withdraw as a candidate from the upcoming municipal election. Over the past 8 years, I have been honored to serve and fortunate to meet and assist so many real good and kind people throughout the city of Fall River. I am incredibly appreciative of everyone who has supported me, and I look forward to watching this new chapter of our city continue to grow as a constituent. Good luck to all the candidates in November. Councilor LaLiberty finished 13th in last week's municipal preliminary election. The councilor has faced controversy since being charged last fall with harassing the wife of a former lover in Westport and intimidating witnesses in the police investigation. In May, Councilor La Liberty admitted in court that she did harass the wife, and the Bristol County District Attorney's Office decided not to pursue the 2 felony intimidation charges. District Court Judge Kevin Finnerty ordered that her case be continued until December 29th, with further action not to be taken in that case until that time. Councilor La Liberty's withdrawal means that Joseph Salvador will be added to the City Council ballot. Mr. Salvador finished 19th in last week's election. Speaking of the election, the order of candidates on the ballot for November 7th was determined by draw this week at a meeting of the Elections Commission. In the race for mayor, former mayor and Bristol County District Attorney Sam Sutter will top the ballot, followed by incumbent Mayor Paul Coogan. The City Council ballot will be topped by 2 sitting members, Laura Washington and Linda Pereira. Challengers Alexander Silva and Ricky Tith are next, followed by incumbent Brad Kilby and challenger Gabriel Boomer Amaral. In slots 7 and 8 are 2 candidates looking to return to the council, current school committee member Paul Hart and Cliff Ponte. The top 9 spots is rounded out by newcomer Joseph Salvador. In slots 10 through 18, 3 incumbents are next with Andrew Raposo, Michelle Dion, and Sean Kadim. Former school committee member Bob Pearson is next, followed by Jordan James Sylvia, Paulo Amaral, and Gloria Sadler in slots 14 through 16. Incumbent Councilor Joe Camara is next at 17, with newcomer Joshua Teixeira rounding out the 18-candidate ballot. 10 candidates are on the ballot for school committee, topped by Warren Alves, followed by incumbent Mimi Larrabee and Shelley Pereira. Challengers Rena Brown and Charles Chase are in slots 4 and 5, with former committee member Tom Corey in number 6. Incumbents Kevin Aguiar and Bobby Bailey are next, followed by challengers Colin Dias and incumbent Sarah Rodericks. This week, FRC Media announced a series of candidate forums and debates. Our first forum comes up in less than 2 weeks on Tuesday, October 10th at 6:30 p.m. as we feature the candidates for school committee. 2 days later, on Thursday, October 12th, also at 6:30 p.m., we'll be holding a mayoral debate featuring incumbent Mayor Paul Coogan and former Mayor and District Attorney Sam Sutter. And finally, on Tuesday, October 17th, we'll be holding a forum of 2 panels, one at 6 p.m. and another at 8 p.m., featuring the candidates for City Council. All forums and debates can be viewed live on FRC Media Channel 95, as well as on Facebook. We hope you can join us. The new Consul of Portugal in New Bedford has been on the job for about a month and is quickly becoming familiar with the South Coast and its expansive Portuguese community.
I was already aware that it was a very large Portuguese and Portuguese descendant community. That was a plus for me in terms of being excited to be able to come here and to help them with my work. I know that there is a very strong, in certain regions, very strong Azorean origin community, also from Madeira. In other parts, it's also from the continent. So it's been very, very interesting to work with them. I had a chance to contact Portuguese communities here. I've been to the Holy Ghost Feast in August in Fall River. I visited, of course, New Bedford, where the consulate is. I've been to Taunton. So it's a beautiful part of the state and of the country, of course.
Dr. Tiago Cabrita de Souza toured Bristol Community College this week to learn of the growing number of students of Portuguese heritage who study at the college yearly. The consulate in New Bedford is Dr. de Souza's first American outpost, and he looks forward to immersing himself in learning more about the local Portuguese community and providing them with the services in regards to their Portuguese citizenship.
It's one of my top priorities to keep the Portuguese culture alive and strong, and to make people from Portuguese descent not to forget their origins or their ancestors' origins. So it's very important for us. It's a main part of my job here, I would say. Unfortunately, it is very busy. we try to improve our service to the community the best we can, but unfortunately we always need more staff. But I'm working to my capital, with my capital, to be able to solve that.
We'll have more FRC Media News after this.
Here are some job descriptions on the latest hot jobs list from the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center. Leasing Specialist. Landings Real Estate Group, located at 4980 North Main Street, is looking for a full-time leasing specialist responsible for coordinating the community's marketing, leasing, and renewal strategies to achieve occupancy, revenue, and resident retention. Job number 196-97352. Culinary Arts Middle School Teacher. The Fall River Public School Department, located at 417 Rock Street, is seeking a full-time culinary arts middle school teacher to instruct and train students in introductory culinary arts, including safety, sanitation, and cooking. Job number 196-96027. Project Manager. Stepping Stone Incorporated, located at 506 North Main Street, is looking for a full-time project manager responsible for administration of program record keeping, conducting interviews, intakes, and implementing individualized service plans. Job number 196-98300. Orthodontic Assistant. Kids Dental Care PC, located at 497 Robeson Street, is looking for a part-time orthodontic assistant. For more information, call 508-689-7166. Taco Bell, located at 150 Plymouth Avenue, has an immediate need for the following full and part-time positions. Team member, job number 197-01434. Assistant General Manager, job number 197-01442. For more information about these or other positions, visit Mass Hire JobQuest at jobquest.dcs.ol.mass.gov or call the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center at 508-730-5000.
Welcome back. Aficionados of short films are invited to take part in the worldwide Manhattan Short Film Festival at a screening next Thursday hosted at Bristol Community College. The audience will view the under 20-minute films and cast votes for Best Picture and Best Actor among the submissions. Doors open at 5 p.m. at the Jackson Arts Center on Bristol's Fall River campus. Tickets are $20 each, with proceeds to benefit Bristol's theater program. Food will also be available for purchase. Tickets can be purchased online at bristolcc.edu/foundation. Battleship Cove is again inviting local families to learn a little military history, along with celebrating Halloween and its annual Battleship Bash fundraiser.
Battleship Bash is our trick-or-treating event that we host during October aboard the Battleship Massachusetts. It is a safe trick-or-treating event for kids, and what we do is we hold it 3 Fridays in the month of October, the 13th, the 20th, and the 27th, and kids get to come aboard, trick-or-treat through our historic battleship, see some of us dressed up as sailors, some of us dressed up as something a little more spooky, and it's a lot of fun for families to see the ship, to take their kids trick-or-treating, and to also have fun. We do games and crafts and activities up in the wardroom, so it's just a fun way to spend a Friday evening. The last 2 years that we've been running this since COVID, we've sold out every single Friday, so we tell people to get your tickets quick because they book up, and then unfortunately we do have a capacity because we are very fortunate that we get the candy donated, which allows us to run this event at a low cost to all of our local families.
Ms. Rathbun says many youngsters and their families appreciate learning about the history of the Battleship Massachusetts as they navigate the Boo Bash route.
A lot of us dress up as sailors. I'm Rosie the Riveter. Last year I was in the post office handing out Hershey bars, and we talk to kids about where they are in the ship. Maybe they're seeing me in the post office and I explain what it was like to send a letter home, or they're standing somewhere where we are right now, which talks about the Battle of Casablanca, and we might tell them about the ship in World War II and where she fought. So they get to learn a little bit about life on the ship, but they also have fun getting candy, which all kids love to do. So they get a bit of history. They have a lot lot of fun. Parents get to spend some time with their kids in a really unique setting that's different than your normal trunk or treat or something like that. So we get a lot of people who may have done scout overnights and then they come back because they know about it, but we get a lot of local families all through the South Coast area that haven't been before, and they come for this event because it's a little bit cheaper than the normal admission cost, and they say they've never come before, but they came because it was a trick-or-treat event. And then I hear, just as I'm standing there handing out candy, I hear a lot of parents saying, oh, we got to come back and spend a whole day and go see the other ships and go see the rest of the ship that they couldn't see. So it's a great way, I think, for people who haven't been before to come see and get a little taste. And then we do find a lot of people come back in the following months.
So with the Boo Bash hosted on the battleship, do many kids come dressed in nautical gear?
I saw some really great captains last year. We do see the typical trends. We see a lot of Batman, a lot of SpongeBob. One year I saw a kid as a traffic light. One of the highlights, he had a little traffic light costume and it lit up. There's always so many different cute things. Last year we had also a lot of kids dressed up in the sailor costume from Stranger Things. So it's always really exciting to see what the kids pick for their Halloween costumes, and I also love when I see full families. We'll get whole families that go on a theme. I saw Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I've seen all of the Sanderson sisters. That was a great one, a lot of witches. So yeah, we do get a lot of sailor themes, but the ingenuity that I get to see, it's so much fun.
Each of the 3 bashes is limited to 600 to 700 people with assigned times for entry. Tickets are $10 each and can be purchased on the Battleship Cove website. We will wrap up this edition of FRC Media News right after this.
Welcome to Hot Dogs and Cool Cats. Today we have Narissa. Narissa is a 2 years, 1 month old female, tabby and white. She was found as stray. She is about 10.5 pounds. She is a friendly little girl. The only thing with Miss Narissa is she does not like other cats. She would prefer to be the only cat when she goes home. So anybody that's interested in her, please keep that in mind. We would prefer older kids with her if you have children, or no kids at all, just for the fact that where she does get aggressive with other animals. Sometimes if you're a little too quick with her, she will swat at you and everything. So, for everyone's safety and her comfortability as well, older to no children for her. If you're interested in Narissa, please give us a call at Forever Paws Animal Shelter, 508-677-914. Narissa would love to meet you. Today we have Sophia. Sophia is 18 weeks. She's a Chihuahua mixed puppy from Puerto Rico. Very energetic, she loves to play. So she would love to find a family with another pup that she could play with. She'd do good with kids. We would say probably 4 or 5 years old and up, just because she's very jumpy. We don't want her knocking anyone over and hurting anyone. And she can be a little mouthy just because she is a puppy, and that's what puppies do. So, like I said, very energetic. She would love to go on walks, loves to play. She is fixed already. She's ready to go. If you would love to meet little Miss Sophia, you can give us a call at Forever Paws Animal Shelter, 508-677-9154. You can come down to 300 Linwood Street. She would love to meet you.
That'll do it for this edition of FRC Media News. Please check out our website at frmedia.org for all the latest news and local information. FRC Media News airs Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Fridays at 5:30 p.m. For all of us at FRC Media News, I'm Keith Tebow. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next Thursday.